Let's go. All right, I'm Manny.
I'm Prince Joe, and we want to welcome you to the M&G Show. Today we're going to talk about a few issues in Mississippi or surrounding the world, and a very current and new show that's out right now called the Belle Collective. So we're going to give our take on the show, our take on the characters on the show, the depictions, pros and cons, the whole 9 yards.
Whole 9 yards. Even growing up in Mississippi, I guess we'll compare what we like grew up with, like along with what the show is showing, to see if they're like giving a true like representation of Mississippi.
Right.
All right. So Belle Collective is a show that comes on what? OWN Network. It's
Friday nights.
Friday nights. And on top of it, I feel like the ladies that they cast, I mean, they did an okay job casting the ladies, I feel. I know it's one particular you just can't stand.
I will say this. I'm glad that Mississippi's getting an opportunity. I think that some are not true to who they really are. And this will either hurt or help them later on down the line. But at the end of the day, like I said, the fact that we're actually, the state that I'm born and raised in is actually getting recognition on a nationally syndicated TV show is, commendable. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's a good show because there's issues that are being addressed that we tend to just brush under the rug.
That's true.
So, but, starting off with the episode, there was some issues that I saw that I didn't necessarily agree with or whatever. So, but we're gonna talk about it. Let's talk about it.
We'll talk about it. Okay. So we're starting off on episode 4. It starts off with Tamara and her meeting up with this lady talking about her radio career, her wanting to go national. What else did I? Her wanting to have a family, and I feel like honestly, there's like even though she's chasing her career, I feel like she's hiding from love, and she's using her career to hide from love. Like, if I stay so busy, I ain't got to worry about it. If I stay so busy, people stop asking. And that doesn't work here in the South. When you're a particular age, they want you to have kids, be married, maybe anywhere, especially in the South. Like, by 30, kids, married.
It's expected to have it all, and you have to do everything in your will to do it all. There's no room for error. There's no room for, complaints. No. You just have to do it, because you have the mindset here in the South that at all costs you are still a strong black woman or a strong black individual, period. So you just have to do whatever you got to do to make it. And, if that means career, family, whatever, you have to be able to,
juggle it all.
Commingle everything together.
And if you're not, your parents or your family don't look at you as an adult really until you have it all.
Right.
Because I think that's why her parents, in previous episodes, okay, yeah, that's great, you got a career, but where our grandkids at? Where the kids at?
I mean, I'm not saying that for women in particular that, it is not a challenge for them to be able to choose or pick between career and love, or career and family, because that can be a battle.
They can be.
Depending on the profession that you're in, a lot of times, the availability that you need to have and just the personality and all of that, you might have to choose, but I feel like you still can have it.
You can have it.
You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to sacrifice one for the other. Right. We're not in those times anymore, I don't feel.
And she said something on the show, what was it? What did she say? It's some line she kept using, talking about she wasn't ready to date, or she wasn't something just kind of nah, I'm not really ready to date. But my thing is, when it comes down to dating, I mean, when the hell are you really ready?
I don't even honestly feel like she's afraid of love. I think it's a situation where, with her being raised how she was raised, and we face these situations, it's about the approval of your parents. Right. It's about that approval of your family. And you want to make sure that you make them happy, but you end up not being happy yourself because you're so busy trying to make everybody else happy.
Them happy, yeah.
So I feel like that's what it is. And then she's very big on this vision board.
She is.
This vision board.
And I was about to say, maybe it's image over everything.
It's definitely image.
It's image over everything.
Being in Jackson and being a radio personality, for her, she has to portray herself a certain way. And we talked about earlier, even with the way she dressed, her personality, which is very big and loud.
Dolly Parton.
She has to be her image is very replicated, of course. Like you said, Dolly Parton. But,
Dolly
at the same time, she has to come out flirtatious. She has to come out, very friendly, very, just loud.
And
Right.
she knows she can turn it down. Like, she knows she can turn it off. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. I love you, girl. Hey, girl. I love her brunches. Those brunches look awful.
I can say, though.
Looks
I can say.
cold and bad. Like,
Her issue is she like the dude told her though, but her issue she does not know how to turn it off. I've heard her on the radio before. Like she will get you crunk, she will get you hyped, like she will brighten up your day. But you have to know when to do that.
Right.
Like, and I think at the same time, for her, she intimidates people. Even when it comes to dating, I know like I myself tend to have that. You know what I'm saying? Where I can intimidate somebody. That personality can be too strong or too big, where you make somebody feel like less than you. I don't feel like it's her intention, but that's just her who she is.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like it's her intention. I will.
You know, I just don't know. I just don't know.
I feel like once you know something ain't working, it's up to you to change it. If you decide not to change it, you know that you're just gonna be single.
Okay.
Like, that's just how I
Since
feel.
we're on the subject of her, we can kind of,
look intimate.
for her to be with somebody for, she say 16 years, that don't really make sense to me.
Okay.
You dated this dude since high school. Y'all was together 16 years. Y'all didn't make it work. I don't feel like you wanted it.
Because he was too busy laughing, I guess.
Like, I don't feel like she really wanted it, because it's like, if this is the ideal person and you was with him for 16 years and y'all still are able to be friends, either something ain't legit within the storyline or you just don't want it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, then we gonna say what we.
So we're not gonna get no speculations, but some ain't right in the storyline, and either you just don't want it.
You just didn't want it, cause
and like I get it, being content with like being able to take care of your siblings, kids, or whatever, all of that. I get all of that. You know, you find pride and joy in that, and it's like whatever you lacking, whatever it is, you just find something to fill that void. I get all of that, and we get busy and work a lot of times. We like go ham in it. You know, whatever it is that can kind of pacify us, we do that. And I just feel like that's where she is. But now she's at a point where she want more. I don't necessarily feel like staying in Mississippi is the best for her. I don't feel like she can like maneuver. I don't feel like she can grow. I don't feel like she can expand that way. So the question that was, asked is it's a very good question. Yeah. Like, she really does need to consider relocating and all of that, because in Mississippi at the end of the day, there's only so much you can do. Right. Like, there's only so far you can go, and there's just so much more out there. Like, at the end of the day, like.
Yeah. That woman gave her great advice, and I think her personally going through not having kids herself, they really did help her out.
Yeah, because the thing about it, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, they all think alike. They all operate the same way. Yeah. So for her to be her age, even now, you know what I'm saying, gave us the opportunity of having kids, all of that, and chose career over it all. Now you at an age where like your only option would be to adopt.
That's it. And
so you cheated yourself.
Right. And she's like, I froze
and those regrets.
She's like, I froze my eggs, and I'm like, there's nothing wrong with freezing your eggs. Like, I'm not going against on freezing her eggs and stuff like that. But when you froze your eggs, it almost like put me in the brain that like I'm gonna intentionally put this on a back burner now. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of like a Kenya Moore type situation.
Yeah, it's like I know that I'm going to wait till whenever I feel like my career, and there's nothing wrong with
blossoming
that.
And full force,
but I feel like once your career does like blossom and become what you want it to be, you'll be the busiest at that moment. If you feel like you're busy now, when it blossoms, you're gonna be busier, and then you're gonna be like, let me have a baby now.
Yeah, and it's enough parents right here, like 45, 50, trying to have kids, like.
And I nothing wrong with it, but I'm like, okay. Sometimes I feel like you just gonna have to like, if you really want something, you have to like invest in that. I guess the best way I can put it. She has to invest into like dating, being with somebody, if that's what she wants. Moving on, is it Letitia or Latricia or
Letitia?
Letitia.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but she she met up with the councilman and all of the contractor, $2 million to fix on a building that you're not even gonna own, that you're gonna have to continue to pay a lease on.
I think this is the issue that she's struggling with, and I'm struggling with her because I don't feel like she has like legitimate common sense. I'm just being honest.
What to stamp her to?
When it's a historic building, there's just not much that you can do. They're gonna like the city, the state, all of that, with it being like the state capital and all that, they're going to do everything in their power to preserve it to its originality. So even with her being able to rent it, there's not too many modifications she would be able to do. There's a limit to what she would be able to do as far as events and venues, all of that.
I was very ignorant to all that until you explained it to me.
Yeah, like it's a historic building. So it's like, and that's what he was explaining to her. You know, I had said that from day one when she first brought the idea up. Yeah. I like the concept of gentrifying the area. Don't get me wrong, because Fair Street is an area that does need that. However, why not take some of the buildings that are dilapidated, not being used, like reconstruct those. Build those back up. Right. Make those buildings in that area better. Like, why try to take something that's already historic that has been used for years for musicians to come in and play and, you know, all the historic, like, evolutionary moments that took place there. Why would you try to recreate or tear that down?
And turn it into a brunch center?
A brunch center and an event center.
An event center.
Just don't make sense to me.
And I feel like for what you're going to invest, you're not going to make that back anytime soon. So that was kind of a dumb idea. I wish the man had went on and told her, you know what? I understand your dream, but this stupid.
I think it's a situation though that they're doing it for the TV.
They're doing it
like
for the show.
It gives the city of Jackson exposure. So instead of being real and true to like the purpose of it, sometimes you have to be honest, brutally honest. I'm just that. It's a stupid idea, Letitia.
It's stupid.
You know what I'm saying? You seem like a sweet person,
but it's the stupidest.
But at the same time, a token, and this is the craziest part. You keep talking about the partners that you want to bring and how deep their pockets are, but where is your money? Like, because you have not yet said anything about what you're trying to invest. You want to get these women, and I feel like this, okay, because I said this earlier. Even with Antoinette, I could understand you want to get her to invest if she was willing to put her practice on the street. It really does not fit the situation, being that she's not even going to have her own practice in that area. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Marie was willing to have her practice in that area, I could see these women wanting to invest in that area. Like, they apparently supposed to be heavy hitters. Now, I feel like Antoinette got money. You know, Marie got some coins.
Got some coin.
But
I don't think they want to take a risk like that, because if they're looking at all the factors that play into it now, you already want to go into a situation feeling like you can see you getting your money back plus.
You can see you get your money back, and you can see the
revenue stream.
You can see the revenue, and you can see the benefit of it, and you can see the growth while you're doing it. And I just don't feel like, because of that area in Jackson, despite how much they do, that it would just, her vision will be what she wants it to be.
I just
don't. You know, I'm not saying it can't happen. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like if they do what the necessary work, it could be a great tourist area for them. Like, but I feel like her vision as of now, being that she's only focused on that one building, I feel like it's too big.
I mean, I can't buy this one. I can't buy it. Well, I'm thinking to myself, how much homework did you put into this idea before you even met with them?
She does not research.
You did no research. Anybody know, if you bought a historic preservation building, if you were looking it up, there's going to be so many channels to go through, it ain't even going to be worth it in the end. Just to even have that opportunity to sit down and go through this, it wouldn't be worth it.
What bothers me, though, is like, she keeps saying the street, but she's focused on one building.
Right. We're gonna buy back the street, but I want the 2-story building, and they can have these other buildings.
Historic building.
I want to just look down on them while they're in their building. That's the way it comes across. I want the historic building. Y'all get these other little ran down.
I just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like her
whatever
concept,
it was,
but I don't feel like it was thought out. I don't. I don't feel like she's a person who like uses logic.
I almost don't want these brunches to continue. These brunches are like, aggravating. And I know that they're using her brunches to bring them together. That's where the name is really coming from, Belle Collective, because the Bells collectively get together at her little brunches. However, they are that one woman, Marie, who we're about to talk about next. She ruins every brunch.
I feel like the
The
purpose
every
of showcasing black excellence and women empowerment is being missed in every opportunity of these brunches. Like, I really do.
Because Maria's a bulldog, a bulldozer.
She's bringing drama at every angle. Like, she is feisty. She gives me a Doberman pension. Like, she just does. Let's talk about it. Okay, Marie. Marie, I commend you on all your accolades and everything that you've done. You know what I'm saying? Being a mother at the age of 18, still hustling, bustling, going to college, getting the degrees you have, opening your own practice. All of that's great. Now, my concern is seeing the depiction of you on the show, though, concerns me because I don't know if I could sit in your chair if I needed to. Like, because what you give me on the show is like, you got so much shit going on in your life that's so fucked up. How can you guide or give anyone any type of guidance? Like, you can't
animosity going on in your own personal life. Internally, there is I don't even know. She fights so many demons inside,
and it's being exposed.
Yeah, and I feel like on top of it, you are, and I hate to be like this, but you know how women get together and you would just hate on a woman just because she's more beautiful than you. I feel like Marie got that shit
with Latrice and
bad.
She despises them.
Bad.
She despises them because for one, they're younger. They're honestly more wealthy.
Successful. Yeah, they're more successful. Yeah,
and they're prettier. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna talk about this colorism issue too.
Stand it.
So it's like she has to automatically go into attack mode when it comes to somebody who is like more elite in her mind than her. She gives them no grace. She gives them no room for anything. Like, she just goes into straight attack mode.
I don't like you. Was it the first episode? First episode, when she didn't like Latrice about this damn hair. Her story about the hair didn't even make sense. I'm like, lady, you talking about this woman.
First and foremost, you do not wear wigs.
You don't even wear wigs.
You do not wear wigs.
You sent the wig away with someone. You sent the hair away with someone to make you a wig. So you don't sit know
there while he made it. So you don't know whether he used synthetic hair,
you don't know.
Hair, whoever hair, dog hair.
He could have used both. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You could have not bought enough hair, and he could have plugged in some cheaper hair and mixed in.
You want to talk about the quality of what you
purchased,
purchased, but if you didn't sit there and watch this dude, and you don't know people like that in Jackson, it's a bunch of con artists there. Like, it's con artists everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And people will, when it comes to hairstylists, not everybody's legit.
Right.
So people will take what you bring in, use half of that, and then use the other half on somebody else's head. Charge them double. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because if they feel like you already got money. So you can't, like, that person might not have been as credible. Like, that's just it. And I don't like her approach when it came to the situation. She could have addressed it.
Waited to the brunch in front of other people.
There's ain't no way you can tell me everybody that was in that brunch who had Latrice had her hair looking bad.
Everybody looking amazing.
Looking bad.
And you like over there looking like, I don't know what she's looking like. She came straight off a form in her outfit, and that was the first episode. So even in this episode, I mean, Marie, she met with a therapist, Dr. Chandler, about her son, Jared. I hate how she say his name, Jared. And then when the thing I hated about it, she recorded the incident that happened with her and her son and his father, stepfather, whoever. So she recorded that to play for this therapist. And my thing is, if you don't play how it all began, you're really trying to get this doctor or therapist on your side from the beginning. I feel
like he was biased anyways. I told you that.
Yeah.
Because he did not one time in that session, what we saw on TV anyways, get his perspective of the story.
Not at all.
One time.
He's sitting there. Excuse me, sitting up there looking slow almost. It's like
she wanted him to, because my thing is, you allowed your son to get on camera with his hair looking like it was looking. I'm bothered by it. I'm very
what
bothered.
About his hair though?
I'm bothered by it. Look, y'all, I'm so bothered.
Oh Jesus! Look,
not hot as bothered, but bothered.
Look, Bobby like, I'll bring a comb through it sometime. That man, like, he ain't had a comb in his hair forever. Like, fuck this hair. I'm going out like this. This is the look. But somebody told me that. Some dude in Atlanta told me that, like, oh, we don't do that. We just like I had to just be nappy, just let it be. I'm like, okay, well, we don't do that here.
But you giving your son this depiction of being deranged.
Look,
and you're painting him to be violent and aggressive.
Yeah, and on top of it, like, I understand where the doctor was coming from, I guess, but I don't agree with it. Black men are so much more than just athletic, and all we can understand is like, oh, you got to put everything in athletic terms for us to understand. That man could have understood just a normal grown-up conversation.
She painted a picture that her son was a little slow, a little touched. And all he's good for is sports. So my thing is, if he goes to Jackson State or whatever college he goes to, whatever university he goes to, that's not a good look for you. That's not a good look for him. That's not a good look for the university that he's attending.
Going to, yeah.
Because now you make it seem like, okay, you paid for him to get into school. Like, you know what I'm saying? He didn't really earn his way.
It touched me a little bit when she was like, I mean, he put in basketball language, a language you can understand.
But what language she understands?
The fuck? Rock roller dog puppy.
Because, like, it's just, she's too much. I don't like her for the show. She's not a good fit for the show.
Man,
she's really going to, like, give a, you know, the imagery that she's giving off right now.
She gives you mean.
This is why this stereotype of black or dark-skinned women being aggressive is constantly being perpetuated. Like, you cannot get on TV and always appear aggressive and I always want to play victim.
Victim, yep.
And not ever take accountability for your actions.
And she's never going to do it.
And in every episode, this has been her, this is what she does. I don't like that because I'm like, I feel like you're more than that, but that's all you give.
That's all you give.
And it shows how miserable you are as a person.
And it's crazy how Marie be angry in my eyes about really nothing.
Cause
it's always literally
that's what she.
Nothing.
I feel like for her, she's doing all of this for the show.
I'd be mad if somebody say something like, you know, if somebody was insulting her weight, her being dark skinned, her
she bad made up.
She ain't got nobody.
And she can't dress worth nothing.
And she wears shapers and still don't have no shape.
She can't dress.
Cause she ain't even breathing. When she go to eat brunch, she be like this. And you still look awful. So I mean, they not even criticizing you on that. You literally go attack other people, and then when they attack your ass back, I've been disrespected.
When she attacked or had something nasty to say about Antoinette, Antoinette was trying to be gracious, nice, cordial speaking, all of that, and I'm like,
why was Antoinette sounded like the more mature auntie? Like, girl, can we just play nice for the day?
She was unbothered, and that's why I like her so much.
She said, you ain't got your, this Marie, you ain't got your honor with you today. Like, bitch, you been waiting on me just to say this stupid ass shit.
All of what you do, all of what you do, Marie, is unnecessary. Like, you do too much, and I feel like you're doing it for the TV. I hope you are, because I hope this is not who you really are as a person. Maybe, because that concerns me, if that's the case.
Maybe they gave her a card before the show. We need you to be the angry black bitch. And she said, okay,
But this is what angers me. It's always, they want the oldest person on the show to always be that. And then once media and everyone else tears you apart, you want to play victim. You have to be the person to change that stereotype.
Because being darker complected and being the oldest one on the show, I feel like she could have been like the mother figure. She could have played that part. The role that Letitia's playing, she could have really been playing that part, making everybody.
Because I mean, she's one of the more successful ones on the show.
Right.
Not taking away any of Letitia's, accolades or anything that she does. I applaud her for whatever she's trying to do. But at the end of the day, we got to be honest. Like, she's not as successful as Antoinette or Latrice or Marie. Like,
Look, I thought about our speculation of our friend Essie, but we're going to leave that out.
No, I want to talk about it.
You want to talk about Essie?
Because,
You want to talk about it?
Yes.
How we going to escape what? How we going to escape what speculation? Then we go chime in on
this is more prevalent. Like, it's like really like always the situation. Like, so with her friend Essie, I get it being a best friend type situation and being protective. I do. It's weird because you're a little too aggressive for her. Right. Like, you always got to chime in. Marie is the type of person who can fight her own battles, and she don't need anybody to speak up for her. So this whole speculation now of y'all being lovers, allegedly, let me throw that out there.
Allegedly. Let's do it. Allegedly. Allegedly.
It's believable.
Because my thing is, if you have a strong best friend who can take it for themselves, I'll even say it for me and George. George will get you together quick. So I don't have a reason a lot of times to jump up. You know what I'm saying? Because if he already getting you together, whatever. If George is in the wrong, snapping out on somebody like Marie is most of the time, I'm not gonna bag him on being wrong. I'll let him be wrong by himself. She'll literally jump up and be like, "That's my girl though. That's my girl though." That's stupid. Because you keeping your best friend Marie from really growing as a person when you double like, oh yeah,
But
let's beat her up, let's do this.
at the end of the day, like I say, I feel like both of them are putting on for the show. I don't feel like anything.
You don't feel like they
neither
do
of the
that for
two of
real?
them doing is authentic. I just don't feel it.
I don't. I hope not. Because Maria, I ain't gonna lie, it's seeming real natural for her. Because even in her confessional, she's still just as stupid. Her confessionals just be just as dumb.
That woman. Okay, let's talk about this because we done skipped over this.
Who? Which one?
Marie, no.
Okay.
Like the issue with her and her lack thereof with her relationship with her mom.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
She needs to get she needs to go to counseling for that. I'm tired of hearing about it every episode. You're of age now, and I'm not giving nobody a time frame when to heal or how to hurt any of that. But for you to be in the position in the career you're in, it like baffles me honestly
that you would still be struggling with this,
and you allow this to be your storyline. Like,
and all parents, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know anybody who didn't have any traumatic experience involving their parents. If your parents or whoever raised you, any guardian, we all had experiences with our parents, good or bad. I mean, you've learned when you get grown, you just have to forgive them and be done with it. And that's what I had to learn.
And it's almost like now because you want to be the best mother, that you want to be a mother that you feel like you didn't have. In return, you're punishing your kids for you doing your due diligence. Like, I don't understand that.
Because they don't need the mother. Because this is the thing. People be like, I want to be the mom I didn't have. Your kids don't need the mom you didn't have. You're trying to be a mother like whatever a mother would have been back in those days. This is a different time. You're raising a whole different generation. We respect you, but we're not gonna respect you enough to not stay how we feel.
There's something else that bothers me with her throughout the season so far. You do what you do because you choose to do it. You ain't got to get on every episode and brag about, I take care of my folks' kids and they grandkids and my grandkids. I take care of all of the baby mamas. I do this, do that. Because then it's like you're not doing it from the heart. Yo,
she's the person who loans your money and calls everybody. You know I loaned her $20.
My cousin, like, I don't know, like, I don't like that.
You know I loaned her $20.
Like,
ain't paid me back.
If you do it from the heart. Your kids have to look back at this years later, your grandkids and all that, and they're going to have a sense of resentment towards you because of how you're portraying yourself on the show.
On the show.
You need to do some self-evaluations, lady. Like, I don't understand how you have the position you have, and you're having the struggles you're having,
right?
And you don't recognize them. And you have somebody who is in the same practice as you, your partner, side by side, and she's not even calling you out on it.
She ain't calling you out on shit. Why? Because I feel like that woman is waiting for her to fuck up and take over her shit. She waiting for her to fuck up and take over her shit. Because there's no way she don't see wrong in this bitch. Like, bitch, you see this shit she doing is wrong.
You have to be able to, like, be blunt, be honest with your friends, be truthful. And like,
or they won't grow.
Yeah,
or they won't grow. Like, there's a lot of times I feel like even in our friendship, like, hey, if you didn't tell me certain things, I would have never. Hey, even when it came down to like being more comfortable, sexuality, humanity, you know, just helping out people, just being more free spirited, it would have never happened. You're like, bitch, you acting like you old. I'm like, okay, well, let me loosen the fuck up.
Right.
And you have to find your way in there.
You have to grow into your true self.
Your true self.
And I feel like this is why she's struggling. Because she's at an age now where she feel like she's at a height, rather, that she has it all and she still, like, doesn't have it all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So this is why she's struggling so much. So it's like, you need to do some soul searching. You need to figure it out because money ain't going to make you. Like, career ain't going to make you.
And career accolades, because I've dated enough people. I'm working on trying to build myself up. But there's people who have, like, hella accolades, doctorates, written books, all that type of shit. And they thought when they reached that level of success that they were going to be just happy. They was like, ooh, I know when I get there, that the same way that Tambra thinks, like, when I get to a certain level of success, I'll be the happiest at that point and everything good will come to me. doesn't normally work that way. You
A
still
lot
gonna,
of times you get to that place, you check out.
you're gonna have a lot of
Mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, you check out.
you have all the awards, you have all the degrees, you have all that, and you know what? You're gonna lay in that bed and it's gonna be cold and fucking lonely.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it kind of works. So I mean, unless you're willing to work on yourself personally, it ain't nothing good gonna happen. And I feel like, honestly, I'll talk about Marie's marriage too. I feel like it's for a show.
Well, yeah, that was kind of exposed last episode.
Yeah, I feel like that was just like, there's no point in her even claiming that she married at this
But
point.
you know, you can tell like she's not happy with herself, and that's the reason why she keeps like attacking everybody and talking crazy to people and constantly feeling the need to mistreat people. Like she's not happy with herself. She's not happy with her marriage. She's not happy. Like, and it's like her only pride and joy right now is her business.
That's it.
And it's so evident.
That's
because
it. Cause she bring it up.
You should allow yourself to be a beautiful person inside and out. And right now I just don't see it.
It ain't there.
I don't see it.
It ain't there.
It concerns me being that you're from Mississippi. Like, we already get enough backlash.
Backlash, yeah.
You know.
That's facts.
We do.
I just feel like she's in her own head, and this show ain't gonna be healthy for her business. I feel like her business might go down after
It
this.
will.
Yeah.
If she don't change the narrative.
Okay, let me see. Is it Canberra?
Tambra.
Okay.
Tambra Cherie.
Okay, you want to talk about this date?
Okay, so she went out on the date with the guy we was talking about earlier, who she dated for 16 years.
Okay, because we already kind of like went through it a little bit.
Demand. And, you know, I feel like with her, I don't know if it's the issue of her not being ready or not ready to love or just don't really want it with him. You know what I'm saying? Because if you was with somebody for 16 years and you claim y'all never really had no real issues, I'm struggling to understand why y'all didn't make it. And that he's struggling to understand it, honestly. So it's some things either going on behind the scenes that y'all not want to bring to the TV or that's just not who you want to be with.
Right. And I feel like it could be a little bit of both. That I'm going to talk about this nervous laugh she got. That irks me.
Yeah.
I almost fast forwarded that part because that shit was getting on my last nerve. And I mean, I understand when you're on a radio show, it's different than TV because you're just headsets, just mic, just whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you knew you were going to sign up for this show and you knew they want to film you like, they really want to get some real shots of you living everyday life. So why are you so nervous about meeting this man? And it seems like you be nervous and giggly, and it just seems like it's fake to me at times. Like, there's people who are naturally happy and there's nothing wrong with it, but like, damn, stop being this happy. Come down a little bit to a normal level.
Like, she has a very big personality.
You smell good.
She has a very big personality, and I don't know how that would be like taken in other areas. Like, I don't know how people would receive it. You know what I'm saying? Like, in a bigger area. Because it's almost like you said, it's fake.
It's fake. And honestly...
I have a big personality. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time talking, I know when and where and how. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a time and a place for it. And I don't think she understands that.
I don't think she understands.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's a situation where I don't know if it's authentic. If you're doing it for the show, like she is a big personality, like she is.
And but like being so extra and just.
I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna be fair with her though. This is just episode 4. I haven't seen like this. The first time I really even saw a little bit of vulnerability with her. So it's like I'm gonna be fair that you know she can give me more than just that. Cause it's like
she gives me Dolly Parton. The hair.
Yeah.
The hair, the slim waist, the titties gotta sit up to her damn chin.
Gorgeous though. Like
gorgeous.
I'm not taking away
but
from
you not. But it's just not sexy to a man of a certain age. Like that's not gonna be sexy if you're gonna always be like
you
that.
allow your partner to feel like
they dating a robot.
Yeah, like they feel, you know, it's a